Hello, a little bit early. Hi all. Very bright, isn't it? Yeah, I bet. Hope you're all well. I didn't come on last night. I had something soon to do. However, I'm here today. Hope you're all doing all right. And remember, the clocks go back for some unknown fucking reason. Why the clocks go back, I don't know. 1 hour. It's all a bit antiquated, isn't it? I think it's something to do with the war, which just finished like so many years ago, isn't it? Hi Dennis, hope you're well. I hope everyone's keeping all right. Been a bit of a funny week with weather and that, isn't it? Or rain. Hi, so hope you're well. And everyone's taking the boo. Yeah, the clock's going back. Do you remember somewhere when you're in the forces, it was going to carry on, wasn't it? The half hour thing we have to do when we're changing duties and things. When had this change in time, it was mad, wasn't it? Leslie, how you doing? Eating up? Hi all. And Steve, nice to see you. Simon, back in the day, soon it meant an extra hour's drinking. It did. That's a good point, isn't it? Yeah, not an extra hour in bed or an extra hour reading. An extra hour on the booze, isn't it? But I remember carrying when the police were used to do night duty because it changed at the top half an hour. It's just a bloody waste of time, never mind. I just thought I would remind everybody because sometimes people forget, don't they? But I think all the modern phones and watches and things just change automatically now, don't they? However, I did a video at night about I think we all know when we have an issue with alcohol, the time. And I remember quite well when I started having an issue with it. When I started to get this anxiety. So it creeps up on you, doesn't it? But one day when I was on the underground and I felt unwell, I thought, oh, just a one off. I felt a bit dizzy. I might be a bit of blood pressure, a bit of stress, that's all. Hello, Kathy. Nice to see you. So it's a question of when did you first realise you had a problem? A major problem with alcohol. I don't mean just a hangover. I mean, you knew it was controlling it to some degree. Because the first time it happened to me, I just put it down to feeling a bit rough. Hello, Kaz, how you doing? I'm feeling a bit rough and a bit anxious, but as time went on, these anxiety attacks became more brutal. Yeah, clocks went back. Used to get an hour's extra drink in the nightclub. That's true because it went back from 2 to 1, 2 a.m., 1 a.m. officially, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. No extra hour. So when did you actually know that you had a problem? Because I can remember really traveling on the underground most days to work, and it just got worse and worse. This anxiety and something's being in the tunnel when you hear the whoosh of the other trains and all that sort of thing. Hiya, NF, nice to see you. So when was it that you sort of realised that it had started to control you in a way as well? Take care, nice to see you. Because to me it was, I'm about 28, 29. I was in the West End, London. And I just felt, well, I just can't travel on these trains anymore. Yeah, the lurgy, I got cold. Hi, Catherine, hope you're well. Nice to see you. Yeah, the dark nights are going to creep in even more after tonight. The weather is going to get worse, and there's a massive spike in alcohol use and relapse over the winter. And I did a little short today. It's apparently, according to the World Health Organization, every 10 seconds somebody dies of alcohol-related disease. Every 10 seconds. Hi, Christopher. Hello. Yeah, good day. Yeah, and if clocks go back tonight, yeah. I don't know why I even mentioned that earlier because it's not really a big thing, is it? But it just seems to be a bit of a nonsense. Yeah, so there's getting a bit more poor weather. That's such a good summer, didn't we? That it's going to be a long, long winter. Simon, anxiety, 100%. I used to drive from North West London to Soho every day, and on my way through the cut through and back double, I would see what I called a leg on the park bench. Algae on the park benches, yeah. It's horrible, that anxiety, isn't it, Simon? Where in Soho, where? Because that was my beat. So in Mayfair, look, normally going to so because there's more going on there, than Mayfair. Hey, Richard. Nice to see you here. The anxiety was terrible, but I actually think that time in the underground, having problems in the underground, traveling, then I think that was the time I knew there's a major problem, and I knew other things were creeping the anxiety, like not feeling well driving and things. I put it down initially to stress and things, or the marriage and different things going on in my life. Sound death of good grace of God, why? How prophetic that was. That thought was, yeah, it's strange, isn't it? How we think back. But, I think we'll all know at that point where you think, well, just past that point, no return. Clocks went back during the First World War to get extra daylight hours and a working day. Yeah, I think I read that or learned that in history or something. I don't know why it's coming up as a NF. My name's Nick. Yeah, no, Nick, I don't know why it's doing that. But it doesn't matter really, we know who you are. Nice to see you. So this anxiety thing crept on me terribly quickly, really, and I couldn't get rid of it. And I should have done something then. I bitterly regret not doing more. I put a little video the other day about why we don't get help from doctors. It's because, this is my view, doctors drink, don't they? Not many doctors are heroin addicts, but a lot of doctors drink a lot. That's where they say, oh, it'll be all right, just cut down. I'm sure that comes into it a little bit. I'm not saying they're not professional, but they're only human, like us. What would you say if you were a doctor? If you're having a few issues yourself? Everyone's got problems in their life. Having a few too many at the weekend. You probably just say to them, cut down a bit, wouldn't you? My name's not coming out as Dan either, Steve. No, I don't know what that is. It's nothing to do with this end. It'll be something to do with YouTube, I imagine. But we know who people are, don't we? Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what the TK626 and all the other things refer to. Simon, if you drink less than your GP, then you're okay. Used to be the old saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying. All sorts of professions have high drink issues, but I'm sure that's why the lot of doctors are just they don't seem to take it seriously. They didn't in my day anyway. Not seriously enough, What's your thinking of you on using psychedelics for alcohol dependence? Not sure on that one, Richard. The only thing I ever took was diazepam until they refused to give me any more, even after 8 years without any. But I never had to tell them long term. It's for 5 to 7 days course, just give me for booze, really. But I'm not sure about the psychedelics. So these mushroom things, a lot of people put posts about that. I've heard of that, but I've never used them or done any research into it. But it seems to be, well, anything that helps you, really, but as long as they're not doing any harm. Same as medication, isn't it? Any medication, there's side effects to it. So I'm not really sure what that would be used for, really. I mean, you can get antidepressants, all sorts. Basically, you want diazepam. But I did. I was told it was alcohol in tablet form, if that makes sense. It's all about odd, isn't it? But when I realised that this issue, I never thought that it was the alcohol. Really, I thought, well, maybe a bit of this, bit of that. But deep down, when I look back, I know it was now. I didn't have any major issues. I was quite a strong person. Didn't have any problems at work, and I don't know. I just look back and I know when it happened. If that makes sense. Richard, not a great substitute, but they'll make you think twice about abusing anything, right? There you go. Anything that'll get you off the booze, that's amazing. But can you believe the figures, though? Every 10 seconds, somebody dies of alcohol related or alcohol misuse. Another 3.5 million in the world. But the figures are creeping up as well. NF, have you been listening to your song? I have, Nick. It's incredible, that song. I must find a way to. Nick wrote me a song. It's really good. I'll maybe play it one night next week. Really, it's excellent. That I've played to a lot of people actually. I put it on the Facebook, Instagram, and all sorts. Guys, I don't know, wouldn't be replacing one addiction with another. Yeah, regarding the psychedelic thing, no, I don't think I would mess with that. I think I'd never taken any other drugs other than alcohol. That was my main drug, and that was the one that nearly killed me. So to mix two together, to transfer that, probably wouldn't be a very good idea. But get back the first time that you realise you had a problem. It should be a time that we take some action, but nobody seems to do that, do they? A lot of us left it right at the last minute. We're nearly gone. And even then, people have had liver transplants and still gone back to it. Or they've been really seriously ill, and it makes you wonder how powerful this is. But people say it doesn't cause that many issues. People say it doesn't control you, but I know it does. And many of you know it does control you. Once it gets a grip, as my dad would say, once it gets a grip, is when it's dangerous. Richard ended up in care, but yeah, that's good. Nobody's heard it from Bertie, have they? Not that matters particularly, But I think you've got to focus on this, and if you have stopped, then keep pushing the fact, how ill you were. When was my last drink? Because the next drink might be the last. If it gets a hold of you again, and you start drinking again, you get back in the addiction cycle. It never gets any easier, does it? So if you're on day one, focus on day two, and don't look too far ahead, because that's quite an emotional hit when somebody says to you, you shouldn't drink at all for the rest of your life, especially when you've been drinking since you're 14 or 15. You've always used it as a bit of a crutch, or you've used it if you went for a few beers and thought you were having a good time. We did initially, didn't we? Simon, diazepam or temazepam, the holy grail if you could get them. Yeah, the doctors seem to just stop getting them out in the UK. You can get them in Europe quite easily. I met a guy in Greece and a couple of people in France and get them over there, no problem. I mean, not illegally, but just straight from the pharmacy. The doctors will at least prescribe them. I'm not going to give you a shed load of them, but they'll give you enough to calm you down so you don't have seizures and things. That's all people need. I think Samara mentioned once, just do it on a control basis. Give enough for a couple of days. And then even if you can't get out of the house, get another another few days of them delivered or something. They save all this hospital admissions and operations, and the amount of money that's spent on admissions is incredible, just by doing some home detoxes sort of thing. Because once you start relapsing, on and off, then you're going to have major issues, aren't you? Major issues. And it's very difficult to pull that back when you've got a problem. And you think, well, I feel absolutely horrendous, but what I'll do is I'll have another drink. Because you feel it gives you energy, doesn't it? I was speaking to a chap the other night then, he was a bit similar to me. When we used to go out, I used to drink very quickly, and towards the end of the night, 10, half 10, people say, oh, I'm feeling quite tired now, and slow down. I would speed up the drinking. And by half 10, I had loads of energy. They would be flagging a bit, maybe a bit tired. But I was always the one who said, oh, let's just have a few more. And I was like disappointed when the pub closed. They were quite relieved to go home. The sort of social or normal drinkers, I would call them, But just no one expects you to booze. The choice is always your own. True. Well, I never thought I was going to get in a mess. You don't go out purposely and get in a total mess, as in be addicted to you. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Fishing, that's called dipsomania. Okay, mate. NF, I realised after stopping drinking it wasn't boredom. I was feeling it was peace because my head was so chaotic for so long through drinking. Well, it's a full-time job, isn't it? A full-time job drinking. And you've got to lie to yourself, you've got to lie to your family, you've got to, you're worried about going to certain shops. It is chaotic life, isn't it? You don't get any peace drinking. In fact, I met a couple of people today who are still drinking heavily. And I've never seen such miserable people in my life. You never see a reasonably chipper alcoholic, do you? Always down, pissed off, tired, sick of their lives, moaning about the price of beer, or whatever it is, Nobody's very positive about it, are they? Oh, I'm having a great drink today. I was like, oh, I'm tired today. Usual shite. But when you stop drinking, you've got a lot more energy. You've got a lot more positivity about you, I think. John, 100%. Hard question. Yeah. I found that after my dark hospital episode that reconciling your immediate life to boredom and misery day by day got better. The day I woke up and actually felt good was a bigger buzz than alcohol. It is. It is much bigger. I was speaking to a friend of mine today. He drinks a little bit. His ex-wife used to drink heavily, and she had a really bad accident. She fell backwards and had a brain issue. And the son stopped drinking immediately. But he said the son's higher than the drinkers, as in like happier, fitter, more positive, has more energy, seems to do better with the opposite sex, everything, because people can see a vitality in you. When you're drinking, I must admit, I think I was a miserable bugger, especially as I got older, because you're fighting the addiction every day, aren't you? You got no energy for anything else. You lose your mojo, you can't be bothered with anything else. So you strive for mediocrity when you're drinking. That's why the functional alcoholic thing comes in. I think I've functioned, but not very well. So I've been sober, I would have done a lot more. And the missed opportunities you have and all that sort of thing. Because, it is a boring occupation, drinking, isn't it? The Sam said, darkest hospital episode that reconciles your immediate life to boredom and misery. Yeah, that's another big problem. People say they get bored. I never got bored. I was so ill in 2019. I was just happy to be alive. And I've been busy since. Mine's been busy with other things. Because you create a different world for yourself, don't you? So the more relapses I had, the less I got out of drinking. In the end, drinking just caused panic attacks, depression, guilt, and anxiety. Absolutely no enjoyment whatsoever. Yeah, I think the more similar with me, the more relapses I had, the less I got out of drinking. I didn't get anything out of the last episode between 2014 and 2019 when I had my last drink. That's sort of 4 or 5 years. I was just drinking to stay alive. I felt I needed it to be me and to not have a seizure, but my mind went as well. My body lost all my weight, and you don't feel happy. You never feel happy. I never felt particularly happy as an alcoholic. I did for when I was younger, a couple of hours here and there. I think, I had a few drinks and it's okay, life's good, and you feel that warm glow, don't you? But you get a bit older, you're more into the, doesn't matter what age you are, but if you're more into the booze and your body's starting to scream, help me, then you don't really enjoy it, do you? Because when you are into the booze heavily, then your body's saying, hang on a minute, I can't take this anymore. And you realise when that's happening, you will realise that. But you just don't do anything about it because the power of addiction is so high. But I just don't think that I wanted to realise that a problem, if that makes sense. I think a lot of people do. You don't admit it, do you? You're in denial, that's a problem. TK, and no one can possibly miss the feeling of waking withdrawal Groundhog Day, but the getting there without the diazepam is far from easy because the quick drink is solution. Yeah, I totally agree. TK, going through that withdrawal is so painful, isn't it? It's horrific and so worrying. What's me? Am I going to be able to stand up? Am I going to fall over? What's going to happen to me? I'm going to be sick. I'm going to eat. I'm going to pass out. Where's my next drink coming from? Where's my stock coming from? Who will upset today? Who upset last week? I'm going to get into trouble. And then you start answering the phone and people worry about it. It's horrendous. Richard never had one of those moments of clarity. Alcoholics refer to it. It's not selfish to put yourself first, though. Yeah, you've got to get yourself right before you can look after anybody else. And if my skin looked dull, my eyes were dark and sunken in, my face was red. Now I feel strong, healthy. Yeah, 100%. Your eyes are red. I was gaunt. It just felt horrendous. I had no chat, no crack. You all right? Yeah, I'm all right. That's what happens when you go in the pub with the drinkers. I went to see a guy. He's only 42. How are you doing? Anything happening? No. What the fuck's all that about? 42. What are you doing for holiday? Not been any holiday. He'll be sitting in the pub all day. He works in the schools. So he's really pleased that the schools are off next week so he can go to the pub early. 9 o'clock, Wetherspoon. 42. What a waste. Libium, I couldn't get anything, me. But that might have changed since 2019. The last 6 years might be a bit different. I suppose it's, things move on, don't you? Things move on all the time. I've got a lot of questions again. Yeah, so this is some another question about it's just funny enough. Somebody asked about anxiety. Did he get anxiety? Hidden connection. Yeah, hidden connection. I just think it's part and parcel of the alcohol, isn't it? Because of the mental side of it. So after I finally gave up the drink in 2011, I finally learned who I was for the first time. I've been living alcohol and just after alter ego for most of my life. Yeah, similar to me, I think. We're pretty similar characters. Samara, I think, aren't we? Well, I think a lot of us on here are similar characters. We're decent people who've just got caught up in it and we couldn't stop. John, do I look in the mirror and think I look like shit? It's true, alcohol ruins your body. Oh, completely does. It dehydrates your skin. It does your body. It just stops you eating. You can't get any nutrients in you. It naggers your brain. There's so many things can go wrong. James, hi Steve. It's a make or break for me. Job interview last week for accountant job and another one Tuesday. I just know I need to stop the weekend benders before New Year. Yeah, you've got to at least cut it down. Because I was a regular drinker, then I had a binge on my days off, so I did the whole lot, really, unfortunately. I just had no off switch. And I say at the end of the night, I was wanting more, drinking faster and faster. As most guys I was with you, they're just not falling off the stool, but they think I better go now. And I was, come on, we'll go somewhere else, and I didn't want the party to end. When you've got no off switch, everything's more difficult, isn't it? You can't switch off from the night out, the booze, when you think it's a buzz, the crack. But we used to talk gibberish when I think about it. If I go on to 0% now, I'll only have 1 or 2 because I can't stand the nonsense these people are coming up with. The ridiculous comments and crazy laughter about nothing. David 2788, have you ever had nights where you have had no memory of what has happened after? Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, even when I was younger, I did have the odd one. I don't think I blacked out, but I couldn't recall things. If that makes sense. As well, but I also have a job traineeship lined up. This is why we've got to get well, isn't it? That's when you be healthy to move on in life and keep growing and keep building your life. James, drink Friday and Saturday night, Saturday morning, day and night. Repeat 52 weeks a year. That's me. So you're more of a weekender. A lot of people are like that, man. It seems no point though to get in such a state and you have hangovers and you spend a lot of money, that sort of thing. So, John, do I get what you mean? I look in the mirror and there's some ugly bloke looking back at me. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it, when you're drinking? At least we can look the best we can now. Oh, hi, Magpie. How are you doing? Because I don't think I'm doing bad at 63. I mean, I know a lot of people in the pub who are younger than me who look absolutely horrendous. They're hardly functioning, to be honest with you. Because, I mean, an alcoholic's life is existence at best, isn't it? You don't do much with your life. Don't go anywhere, got no money, you just trailing on the booze all the time. Cars, yeah, my eyes are so dark it looks like I've been punched in the face most days. It's horrendous, isn't it? Cars, once you get off it though, you'll be fine. Once you get rehab, you'll be flying. Be positive all the time. Positive minds can make a massive difference, Christopher, I'm just in 1997, I made 10 gallons of homemade wine. I hurt so bad one morning, even my legs, not a regular hangover. I poured the rest of it on the ground, 5 gallons at least. It's horrible, isn't it? Aches and pains. Simon, I was a known my limit drinker, 15 440 ml cans every day, but no more. Then I would have one extra for sleep. Yeah, one extra. I like it. Gareth Murphy, what's the story to it? It's the usual with me, doing fine. I was with Down syndrome brother today for lunch and down the pub, watched the match and home for a nice takeaway and no drink. Well done, Gareth. That's what you need, isn't it? Yeah, all good here, Gareth, and thanks for passing it on. You've had a good day, and booze free is nothing better than being booze free, is it? There isn't a better feeling, really. Because on a good note, I've only been pissed 3 times in 2 weeks. Well, that's good. Progress. Everything's progress, isn't it? As I said before, the goal here is to get people healthy again and stay healthy. And if I have no tolerance for piss people nowadays, no, I don't either. Bizarre, isn't it? I want to punch them in the face. They talk bollocks, and I think, bloody hell, that was me, embarrassing or what. Yeah, I used to think it was all right until my wife recorded me one night. Fucking hell. ex-wife. I should start pasting that. Ex-wife. But anyway, I think you think you're doing right. You think you look smart, and then you're talking well, and somebody records what you're saying. And Jesus Christ! And the old cassette players that was, remember them after the war. Some of our last orders used to give me the blues. Always make sure you had a carry out. Yeah, a bus back home. Do you remember those things used to fill up in the pubs? Like plastic containers with 4 pints in. Used to get them. James, I was 7 months straight, but COVID happened. Perfect excuse to get. That's all it is, an excuse. It's just an excuse to go on the booze. More because you don't have to go to work. And this is still happening now because people have got this overhang of not going to work 5 days a week. Not many people went back full time work. And it's going to get worse as AI takes over. And AI is quicker. It's going to come in quicker than you think. John, do I think in comparison, weekend drinking is nothing? I wish I could go back to that. I'm not demeaning anyone's problems, but it gets way worse. Get out while you can. It's a good point, John. Yeah, I wish I'd got out when the going was good, but I hadn't got this anxiety because that's what tipped me over the edge. Once the anxiety started, I was gone. So many energy you have when you stop is awesome. You got time for people and proper patience. Enjoy simple things and what you do. You enjoy the simple things: a cup of coffee, a slice of toast, a cup of tea, washing the car, whatever it is. Going for a walk, nip the shops, talking to people, not feeling dizzy, not feeling going to fall over. Kathy, Submariner comments are truly helpful and inspiring. Yeah, definitely, Kathy's a good bloke. He's been through a lot of Submariner. Very sensible guy. NF empty milk cartons, 4 pinters. Yeah, that's what they were like. Yeah, I remember they were like a brown coloured jug thing. Ones we had. I hope you benefit from these lives. If you do, please support the channel by hitting the super chat button or the buy me coffee link, which is on the top there. The more support we get, the more we can do. And I hope it's benefiting most of you. And I think it will be helpful, more helpful during the winter, which it is now, just about, isn't it? Because people haven't got as much to do. People get a bit demotivated in the dark nights and bad weather and that sort of thing. And this is when a lot of people say, I'm bored, sick. I can't go for a walk. I can't do anything. I'll go to the pub instead. I'll get a few cans delivered. And it's much easier to get things delivered now than it used to be, isn't it? Even 5 years ago, you couldn't get things delivered. Not only now. James, John, do I agree? Before I started working at 22, I used to have 8 to 10 cans every night, 365 days a year. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's so easy to get in that habit, isn't it? You're just drinking all the time, every day. And that's what happened to me. I was a regular drinker. Not of wines and spirits, just lagers, but because I drank every day something, my system never really got a full clean out, I suppose. That's the issue, isn't it? If your system's not getting a full clean out, it's going to compound the issue, isn't it? There's so many different things that links to alcohol, other diseases and cancers and problems in your brain and your body, the whole lot. That's what there's a lot of. I know a mental health nurse uses a hell of a lot of alcohol, addicts, I suppose, alcoholics in these mental institutions. So it certainly causes issues, isn't it? More than we ever see really on the street. I knew a bit about it when I was in the police, so we saw a lot of mental health issues caused by alcohol. NF, don't forget your ebook. Yeah, I've got an ebook out. It's on the description of all the videos. A bit of a look at it. It's only $5.99. Price of a pint. Actually, cheaper than the price of a pint in some places. It's a good reminder, people. There's some accountability, but you feel like having a drink, you look at the photographs and then think, Jesus Christ, I'm not going to drink again. The ebook's definitely worth a look. Richard Bruce, anxiety is a people person's upset. It is. It's horrendous, the anxiety. John, don't the clocks go back? Yeah, they do. Summer's gone. Dark nights. Horrendous. Thanks, Kathy. It took a lot of pissing up to make helpful comments. Yeah. So I remember mates saying to me, let's go out for a couple of pints at home. I thought, no thanks, but if we're going out for a drink, I'm having a decent drink. 2 pints, waste of time. Nobody goes out for 2 pints. 22, maybe. But certainly not for 2. Well said, Simon. I mean, there used to be a couple of guys I knew went out for a couple of pints with Coach Shandy, but I never went out for two anyway. The guys I used to drink with were seasoned drinkers, professional drinkers, we used to call it. I mean, there's no, like a badge of honour, but it was ridiculous when I look back. Oh, they can drink lots of beer and so fucking what? It's, the high tolerance thing was seen as an achievement. It really was actually, it was slow suicide, wasn't it? Every 10 seconds, somebody dies of alcohol related disease or alcohol misuse. Every 10 seconds. Right? That's 5 seconds. Just count to 10, somebody's died. Fucking horrendous. Although Reading was a role model, yeah, he was lauded, wasn't he, for his alcohol use? Absolutely incredible. Same as Gazza in a way, pouring that stuff down his neck all the time. And I haven't heard about Gazza for a while. I haven't had a chance to do any research, But I mean, he's purported to have spent about £3 million on rehab, and it hasn't done any good whatsoever, which is a shame, isn't it? Because my dad used to say when he was alive, Gazza was one of the best footballers ever. And I think Gazza's about 55 now. He certainly looked pretty horrific last time I saw a photograph of him. Very gaunt and weak and, had problems walking. Hi, Samantha. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. I've just been talking about a little bit about the weather and stuff, how it's going to put people back in the relapse mode with the poor weather, put dark nights because the clocks go back tonight. Don't forget. And it'll be like really dark by 3 o'clock. It'd be nasty. Anyway, goes for £2. If some do, it's rare. Yeah, very few people go for £2. I never did. It would always lead on to more because if you haven't got an off switch, then you're going to have issues, aren't you? You're going to drink more and more and more. And then you're going to get in a mess again. John Gazza is one of the greatest ever, Steve. I agree. Yeah, it's good football. My dad used to follow football. I didn't particularly, but I just remember seeing little clips of him. He comes from the northeast. He lives in Brighton, I think now, doesn't he? Or Bournemouth. Carl Simon used to see Oliver Reed regularly drinking in Husband Horns in Wimbledon, right? He didn't last long, as I said before, Very, very, very rarely do people see 60 if they're heavy drinkers and continue to drink. And you can only get well again if you can stay off it. Because if you go backwards and forwards, then you're not going to last long. It's as simple as that. And if, let's face it, we went out to get wasted and stop the withdrawal. Yeah, I never thought I was going to waste. I was more of a regular drinker, steady away, like 8 pints. And then a few at home. Just local was accounts. Okay. When do you go into rehab then? It's not long, is it? We're approaching November now. Hasn't October been a long month? It seems to have been. I don't know why. Somebody mentioned to me that the other day. But yeah, you must stay clear of relapse because that's the killer, in my view. James, I was out in Galway last night with the older one, wink, but chose to drink left neck with 3. Yeah, the drink's always the easiest choice, isn't it? I did a little short video a while ago about how the pub is very easy to get into, but difficult to get out of. Because even if you don't know people, when you go in, you soon get into them, don't you? And then you get into a round with people, and you meet somebody else, and it just goes on. And then before you know where it is, it's 11 o'clock. Simon, watched one of your videos the other night about when you used to sneak in tweenies at the bar when you were getting around and cheeky half. Done that many times. Yeah, it's bizarre. You got nip the loo and you have a half a beer, just to have a bit more top up. But I used to drink before I went out, and then when I was out, then when I came back. So no, hi Kaz, long time no see. Good to see you. So if you do benefit from these lives or enjoy them, please support the channel by hitting the super chat button or the buy me coffee link is at the top there. And the more people that support, the more we can do. I hope you're all benefiting from these. I mean, they've got some good comments on. The Cavs seem to have quite a regular crew, but I don't think there's any point in doing them every night. Just now and again. It keeps people sort of on course, I think, a little bit. Because as soon as you drift off course, it's so easy to think, I'll just have one can of beer. You have 2 and 3 and 4, and then maybe not have any for a couple of days, and then you think, I'm going to go, I'll have another one. And you go to the pub at lunchtime. Like I mentioned, this chap I spoke to a few weeks ago who had been off for years, and then he had one night out and he was straight back on it. It's so dangerous for that, isn't it? To get you back into the swing of it. Because the addiction catches up very quickly. Richard, events based around alcohol caught me out. Wasn't prepared for relapse. You've got to be strong if you're going to go to these events, as it were. But sometimes it could be life stories, grief or job loss, financial difficulties, all sorts of things. And you reach for the bottle because it's easy, but I can't. And I'll never do that because my life's good now and my health's good. I would never want to go back to the point where I think I'm going to die. Because once you're at that level, Samarna's been there as well, you cannot risk your life again. Every time you take another drink, you're risking your life. Samarna, Richard Burton apparently sometimes had to be carried under the set of Cleopatra due to alcohol fatigue. It was one of his best performances. I've heard that before about Burton, yeah. That's a good way of looking at it, alcohol fatigue, because it wears you down, doesn't it? Very quickly. You become very tired all the time, very lethargic, can't be bothered with anything. John Doe, 10. Yeah, just check Steve, because it was 58. Is he right? Okay. I did hear something about him, but I haven't seen anything to back it up, but he wasn't well again. And he takes that one drink, Steve, and of course it does. One drink and you're gone again. It's bizarre, isn't it? How, unless you've been in our positions, you tell, let's say, just a member of the public, who would say, that one drink would set you off again. They don't believe you. And that's why I mentioned earlier about the doctors. I think the reason we don't get much help, first point of contact, is because there's so many of us. And also, they drink as well. Joy, 88, fancy drinks to you? Not at the moment, no. Not for me. I'll have a little. I've got some iced lattes actually, quite nice. I'll try one of them because I can't drink it. I've had my fair share of drink. Drank for a long time, for too many years, so I don't really fancy any drinks now. I've done it all. Make your hair cool. Yeah, somebody's answered a question here. What will I do in my spare time? Because you're going to have a lot of spare time when you stop drinking. A lot of spare time. It's a full-time job, isn't it? And you've got to find new hobbies and passions, really. You have to find something which is more important to you than alcohol. It's not always easy, that. But try and find something that you've done in the past, maybe, or something where you can join your partner in, or if you're alone, join a club or something, and do something which is a bit more beneficial. Can somebody get rid of this Joy idiot, please? Whoever he is, he's just been a twat. So you've got to find some new hobbies. You've got to rebuild your confidence as well, because your confidence will be shot if you've been drinking heavily. You just become weak. And as soon as you go into the pub and speak to these people who are drinking a lot still, then they become extremely boring. Iron Marshall. I remember having Marshall up, actually. Thank you for your work here, Steve. I'm likely stage 2+. Thanks, he's gone. Cheers, John. We're getting rid of that. No bad. Thank you for your work here. It's like stage 2+. It's literally like drinking liquid depression and isolation. Fine for a couple of hours, and it's a nightmare and can't stop. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, isn't it? But it is poison, isn't it? Liquid depression. I've never heard that expression, but it's good. Depression in a bottle, not message in a bottle. And if it's like a biological switch, it's pretty hard to flick off. I had no off switch. That was my issue, to be fair. Really bad. Richard, I agree, choosing not to drink is better. It is, without a doubt. Your life is totally different. Totally different. None of us 50-somethings have grown up surrounded by the allure of booze. It's still there now. For youngsters, trendy, hard-nosed, no-nonsense monster, battled with the great British actors and Hollywood legends. It was exciting. It's still the same, though, just we're a bit older, a bit out of it. It's just, there's more adverts about it now. I can't remember when I was a teenager, or even early 20s, that there was any adverts for booze. Now you've got people like David Beckham and, such like advertising booze all the time. in newspapers and billboards, TV. Obviously, social media is a big thing now, isn't it? It's everywhere. And there's not enough awareness of the problems. You know, I didn't realise. A lot of people still don't realise that if you stop cold turkey, you may have a seizure and die. A lot of people don't even realise that now. So I never went back to the pubs after I stopped drinking. There'd be no point. Why should I put myself through mental torture? You can't enjoy yourself amongst other people that are drinking. It's a good point, yeah. I think I'll pop in now and get a bit of research. I don't really go on very much now, the pub, to be fair, because they don't like me anymore, and I don't like them. Hi, Frank. I'm here. See, Mr. Live, that's good. How are you getting on, Frank? Other than the fact you've got a few issues, I mean, I know that, but you've got to keep positive. Kaz, BRB guys, got to go and make a lemsip. Okay. See you later, Kaz. Sleep well. Try and get some sleep. Those lemsips are quite good for knocking you out. I tell you, the best thing you can get is that night nurse stuff. That'll really put you to sleep. But, you know, be careful with it. Don't have a gallon of it. Just have, you know, what it takes. So when you're back sober, build your confidence up, get some new hobbies, get some new pastimes. Just be busy with something else. And try and learn to relax without a drink. That's the key. You cannot be drinking again. It's going to take you back and back and back. John, well done. Missed that one. Make a cup of tea. Tea total, you see. Tea total. So another thing you can get yourself back. I think this is a big thing as well. Get yourself on a better diet. Because when you've been drinking for years and years, I didn't eat very well. We tend to snack on things, salty, sugary things. Never ate any fruit and veg or anything like that. You know, just pizzas, Indians, Chinese, just the usual stuff. And the diet's so important. But obviously the main thing is not to drink. John, I reckon it will go the way of cigarettes with regards to advertising. I personally don't agree with that. But sure, yeah, maybe. I don't think it's going to make any difference. I still think people are drinking too much. I think, you know, you've got this these craft beers now and the Western side and stuff, it's just like 7-8%. When I drank, probably the same as Shamana and a few others, maybe Simon. The beer was about 3.5-4%. It's now double that. So, you know, you're talking a lot stronger. When I spoke to the alcohol care team recently, they said that people are presenting with cirrhosis of the liver much younger, which is obviously down to stronger drinks, isn't it? How's it go, Bob? How are you doing? Nice to see you. Kathy, it's harder to get sober at the end of your life. You have to find a compelling reason. Mine is to stay out of hospitals. It may not be much, but it's a reason. That's a massive reason, Kathy. That's why I don't drink anymore. I couldn't go back in hospital. It's a good way of thinking about it, though. I mean, the way to stop drinking is just think, put it on fast forward. What are we going to be like in a week? What would I be like in a week's time if I drank tonight? I'd have lost everything. And I don't want to do that. I will not do that. I'm not going to risk my life. You're risking your life if you're a heavy drinker, going back on it. Simple as that. Or if you continue, you're risking your life every day. John Doe from Savannah. John Doe, as long as politicians enjoy the drink, I can't see much more restriction. No, I think I agree. And plus, the tax receipts from it are huge, aren't they, and growing all the time. Frank done my dishes on alcohol. Well, that my kitchen is. Yeah. Keep pushing, Frank. You know where I am. Yeah, that's very true. You know, the government tax receipts, they're not going to stop it. It's not going to be banned, is it? It just needs more awareness, I think. But just needs a lot more awareness. At least needs to be taken more seriously by politicians for a start. And then get some, you know, underway, because it's certainly not enough help for people. I know that. There's too many people just say, oh, there's still this stigma. He just drunk himself to death, or he's a drinker, or he's an alcoholic, or he's a lazy twat and just sits in the pub. Nobody sets out to become an alcoholic or a problem drinker. We don't think one day I'm going to become a recluse and die. It's not that way. Richard, Dutch courage, that's said, yeah, definitely. It's all down to the proper legit politicians. You're right there, man. Simon, I think the best motivation for me was that I was so pissed off being miserable all the time. I just wanted to feel happy. Stopping drinking delivers 100%. It does, yeah. As I said earlier, you rarely see a happy alcoholic or heavy drinker. They sit miserable. Most of my single blokes, most of them, they're in the pub anyway. I mean, there's a lot of women get affected. There's more women than ever getting affected by it. In fact, 35% increase on deaths by liver disease for females in 5 years. Huge increase. Schoolboy used to do everything on booze. House cleaning, gardening, etc. Demon like I needed to make it enjoyable. What a lie. Remember cooking? I always had a drink when I used to cook. I remember studying for an exam once and I felt so hungover. I was drinking while I was studying. I still passed. But that's just unclever. But everything was associated with alcohol. The thing is, you feel so rough. You think, oh, if I drink, I'll just take the pain away. Even before you were stage 4 of alcoholism, before you just like a heavy drink, and you know it's doing you a bit of grief, or even a bit of grief, you still have another drink to stave off the hangovers and withdrawals, don't you? Here was Stephen Howdy told in the Lifehouse, the chat this day. Yeah, for me, learning to totally zen out, relax sober has been so important, even studying meditation. Yeah, that's good. When you can relax without booze, you won. In my view, anyway. Because, that's the ultimate aim. And be happy, be healthy. Being once you're healthy, you'll be happy. The two work together. It's got about no, I really enjoy just doing whatever. Exactly. So, Marona, Kathy, absolutely. It's the routine of the staff looking down at you. It made me feel worthless when I used to go on for detox. Yeah. Some of the doctors, horrible bastards. I admit. I remember one coming in and saying, these people will be happy and happier here than we'll home. What a twat. Because, you can literally read some of these people. There's consultants who have an entourage of people running behind them. I find doctors can be too aloof at times. That's what they're taught, though, in medical school. Because I know a doctor quite well. You are the elite. That's what they're told. You are the elite. So we don't look down on anyone in our detox, nothing but support. That's good, Score. Yeah, but I know that doctors tend to look down on us a little bit, even though they drink as well. But that's just one of those things. It happens in the UK. I'm not sure about the rest of the world. But 8 cans from 15. Yeah, you can do that, Jim. But don't if you're heavily into the booze and you're dependent on it, so to say, then you've got to take it easy and you've got to tape it down slowly or gradually. So yeah, people think you're weak. They definitely do. Yeah, definitely do. It's only when you recover then they'll give you a bit of respect. But even relatives, close family, think you're an arsehole. I drink too much. Oh, thanks, Kathy. That's so good of you. Fantastic support there from Kathy. That's $10. It really makes a big difference. And the more support we get, the more we'll do these and help people. I appreciate that, Kathy. I really do. Thanks so much. It makes a huge difference. The channel keeps us rolling on near the top. I think we are about the top. I don't think many people do any lives, not as regular as this. I think it makes a big difference. Get some good publicity and get some support and keep people, as I say, happy and healthy. Because without your health, you have nothing. I do remember the guy from Apple, I think it was Steve Jobs, wasn't it, something? Who died when he was very well in his 50s, I think. And you hear other people as well say when they're critically ill or terminally ill, no matter what you've got, or what you've had, or what you've done, or who you are, once your health fades, that's the most depressing thing ever, isn't it? Really is bad, Thanks again, Kathy. Appreciate it. Anybody else wants to join Kathy in donating, then please do and support the channel. It's very worthwhile. And Marshall, been trying to taper. It only works for a week, then goes up again. That's what used to happen to me. The only way is to stop and never pick up again. Yeah, it's a progressive condition. It is, mind. It's scary, really. It is. It's very scary because you're worried about coming off it, aren't you? So, man, that is good. It's got lots of staff think alcoholism is self-inflicted. It's good. I think they liked me better drunk when I got sober. They seemed to put off by my newfound insight and went, oh, totally. I had a couple of mates say to me, oh, you're not want to join us now, got a new life. And I didn't. No, they didn't speak to me. But I don't care. I don't give a toss. Because I'm super confident again. Frank and Stein, why do I get something done when we are drunk? It's just an excuse to get things done. Because you feel you got more energy when you drink, don't you? Even though you haven't really. It just masks it. So thanks again, Kathy. Yeah, brilliant that. So I always say like a hospital detox. When we're a drunk alcoholic, everything is easier loaded. Of course it is, because you're relying on the alcohol to do anything, aren't you? To eat, to cook, even though I didn't eat very much. Unless I had a little drink, I couldn't eat anything. Because your body gives up, and really does. And I'm even surprised now at how many things alcohol affects. I didn't even know until recently it affects your lungs as well. And even one drink a day can kick off some cancers. I get some crazy comments about, that I preach things, I'm depressed and all that. Bollocks is that? I'm trying to put a serious message across, And they'll go, I want to drink myself to death. Well, you'll not think that when you get admitted to resus. Then they expect somebody to bail you out. I never thought that I wanted to drink myself to death. I wanted to try and get off it in the end. I just got too much of it. The habit turned into an addiction with me. And I think it does with most people, to be fair. Inpatient hospital. NF green tea is brilliant for the body. I tell you what, I've found, and some of you may know this, but if you have any liver damage, fibrosis, cirrhosis, if you drink coffee regularly, 2 or 3 cups, is 40 to 50% improvement on the cancer risk or progression risk. So coffee is the only thing that my hepatologist, the liver specialist, recommends. A 40 to 50% reduction is massive. So I've got loads of these little iced coffees in the fridge now. Kathy, I've never been in hospital. I'm trying to keep it away. God, you don't want to get in there, Kathy. I was in for nearly 2.5 years, in and out. But I went from being a heavy drinker, stage 3.5, I would say, to falling completely off the cliff. And you don't want to get there, Kathy, because it's not good. And if I can help you in any way, then let me know. Because that's so depressing when you're in hospital, you can't get out, can't even walk. You feel very vulnerable, very beholden to people, and overall very depressed with it all, So sometimes we worry that others think too much. It keeps us drunk. Very true. Simon, food used to be the enemy. Shocking when you were out on the lash and may suggest a curry. You're thinking, what the fuck would I waste all the booze effect by eating? It's madness, isn't it? But sometimes I used to go for meals after the pub just so I get another drink. And if it's worse now with the Polish lagers, 9%. Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, going back 34 years or longer, the beers weren't that strong. And we didn't have this all day opening, you see. Sort of 11 to 3 and 6 to 10, all that sort of thing. And I mean, other than when I went to London when I was 20, that was different. It's 24-hour day there. You can drink. But it's 24 hours a day everywhere now, isn't it? You can get a drink you can pick up booze from the petrol station, filling stations. So when I think probably because alcohol is a stimulant, gives us a boost of well-being. That's a good point. Just for a short while. Well, thanks so much, John, for that donation. That's amazing, really. Thanks. Really is amazing. Your support tonight's been tremendous. Cheers, John, for that. I appreciate it so much. And, the support we get for the channel is awesome. And that's what's making it even better than I could ever dream of, really, because we've got just under 15,000 subscribers now, which is pretty impressive in 18 months. So thanks to all of you for commenting and sharing and, promoting this, because without you, it wouldn't happen. And I'm quite humbled by the support I've got, actually. And some of the comments, I know there's some idiot comments come on the videos, but, there's a lot of people who are very, very supportive. 99% of people are very supportive. Because we're all here for one reason, and that's to keep healthy and happy, isn't it? And that's the goal. Thanks again, John. Appreciate it. Scott up, I used to dread dinner time, had to stop drinking these. I know what you mean. Yeah, well done, shipmate. Thanks, John, for that. And thanks to Kathy. The thing is, I remember my father when he was alive saying, you fill yourself up with drink, you'll not eat the meal. Go for family meal. And he was right. So you drink, you have no nutrients. And that's why I have to have this thiamine, isn't it? Because you've got no nutrition in your diet. All you've got is booze, empty calories, they call it. Some people go really quite fat when they drink. I went the other way. I went thin because I didn't eat. I rarely ate anything. In the end, I was just having more tiny little bit of morsels of cheese, and you could put them on a mousetrap. I wasn't drinking at all. Also, I just bought a coffee as well. It's fantastic. Um, so good. Thanks for the coffee. Appreciate that as well. Thanks so much. I can't thank you enough, to be honest. Kathy, great donation, John. Yeah, and Kathy, seriously good. Hayward, wow, another great reason to keep enjoying good coffee. Making a cup now. We are almost 15,000 subscribers. Yeah, we're doing well, aren't we? So we need about another 200. And if we can get another 200, 15,000, let's try and get to 15,000 by the end of October. Bob, cocaine didn't help my shooter. Samantha, well done, shooting. Yeah, thanks, Samantha. It's fantastic donations tonight. It makes a big difference. Keep the channel, at number one with these lives and get a lot more subscribers in, a lot more exposure, really, and help as many people as we can. Thanks, Samantha. Marshall Music, just got you a coffee. Thanks, John. Yeah, Marshall. I appreciate that. Like I said, coffee is the way forward as far as the liver specialists are concerned, because medical science is improving all the time, isn't it? And 40 to 50% reduction in further progression of any illness is a massive way forward. But still, not that people don't know it yet, but people will get more aware. Same as Scott Bob, I'm an addict, drugs, alcohol, nicotine, whatever. Always looking to get out of my head. But you're sober now, though, aren't you? The thing is that you've got to just keep pushing. Thiamine, vitamin B. Yeah, that's the thing, Jim. It's because we don't get any nutrients when we drink. We don't eat properly, do we? TK, does it work with good decaf? It's better than just the ordinary coffee, to be honest. Americano, flat white, or sometimes I'll get, if I go to Wetherspoon, I'll get Americano, pour about a third of it out and put an espresso in it. But Americano is the best one. Any coffee really, but I don't know much about the decaf, but it's better than nothing. But I would just stick to the good coffee, really. TK, but it does make a massive difference, apparently. Tomorrow nowadays, alcohol comes in all shapes and sizes and colours, very appealing to the eye and very clever marketing. Well, they're bringing these up. Remember the old Alga Pops? They're coming back as well in fashion, so I'm told. Now it's coffee, and you're a great day. Yeah, get coffee down you. But don't have 10 cups, just get 2 or 3. But I still don't drink enough coffee. I tend to have tea in the morning. But like I say, I bought a load of those little, the little cans. And they've got, obviously, lattes and Americanos, all that sort of thing. Put them in the fridge, because I drink a lot of that alcohol-free Guinness. And my partner keeps saying, "I'll put weight on you." So I'm trying these coffees instead. But the taste nice as well. The booze companies suggest we are living well on the stuff. Well, alcohol's always been associated with glamour and success, at the races, Formula One, all this sort of bottles of champagne on yachts and things. Espresso is powerful coffee hit. Yeah, it is. I had a little tin of the double one today. I started dancing. It's extremely good. And I was never really a coffee person, to be fair, but I am now. John Doe's got to ditch the coke after wasting 35 grand on it. Wow. Now I just need the alcohol. I need to store the alcohol. You can do, John. You can. We're here to help. I mean, the coke, big money, isn't it? Big money. Here, sorry guys, it's near 15,000 subscribers, not what we said. Trying to multitask now. Yeah, it is nearly 15,000. So need about another 200. Pretty Tales, a dark hardwood bar is an illusion. Yeah, the pub is an illusion, isn't it? It's fantasy versus Raleigh again. When I first moved to Epping Forest, I thought I'll go down to that nice country pub and have a couple of beers and them, them big jug type glasses. A couple of them, have a nice meal in the pub with the dog, and I'll walk back home. I never did that in 10 years I lived there. But I did go to the pub. But I never just had 2 pints in a meal. So drinking reduces serotonin levels. Serotonin triggers the endorphins in our brain. Thiamine increases serotonin levels. Okay, so thanks. I asked the doctor about thiamine, but said my blood tests come back all tickly booze. I don't need them anymore. Scott, I'm glad to hear that, John. Quite an investment. Yeah, so the glamour or the illusion of the bar, well, the pumps lit up and everything, and the log fire and stuff. That's not for us. That's for other people who can maybe do that. I can't. So, Scott, I don't want to know how much I've spent on nonsense. My wallet is fat these days. Yeah, you save a fortune. I think the average is about £1,000 a month. I mean, some guy said to me on the comment earlier, how do you know everyone's spending? I said, I don't know everyone's, you daft lad. Everyone's spending, but I just said roughly. Martial music. It took off in the 90s, I think. I was a teen then, and it was easy to get into pubs at age 15. That's when it all started. It was cool for we, his lasses, to drink, like older guys. Hello, Tom. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, so we've got both male and female drinking the same, well, similar amounts, really. When I first went into a hospital, they took me past this ward on the right, and I said, there's lots of fat women. I thought it was a pregnancy ward. So I don't know, that's the female liver ward. And it was busier than the male liver ward. And I think it's just crept up on women. It's crept up on men as well. And I still don't believe this fallacy of younger people drinking less. It's very, you go into some of the more deprived areas in the country, there's just still a lot of young men and women drinking. And that mixed with vaping, drugs, and such like has made it 100 times worse. So it's not getting any easier for the police, the social services, the prisons, to deal with the social aspects now. It's far more complicated than it ever was, even 10 years ago. And I've seen some rough estates in South London and things 40 years ago, but it'd be 100 times worse now because of the booze and deprivation, the poverty, crime. Everyone's shoplifting, everybody. Shoplifting's gone through the roof. Police no longer deal with that, and society's broken down, and people are drinking more. And as I said earlier, when the AI kicks in large, it's going to be a nightmare. That's when we need to be healthy here and fight what's going up, because it will be the survival of the fittest now, without a doubt. It always has been to some degree. It's got worse. Kevin, some think every government wants us to carry on, warn about cigarettes, drugs, vapes, never praise abstinence or drink less. No, they don't, do they? That's very true. John, hi Tom, welcome. Yeah, nice to see you, Tom. My sisters fed me booze at 12. Thought it was funny when I got chatty. I know they didn't know any better. That was in the 70s. Yeah. If you're that era, it was everywhere. But it's everywhere now, but stronger. And I mean, when I think about it as a teenager, or even say between 18 and 20, I drank a bit at the weekends, but I didn't go mad. People are going crazy all the time now, aren't they? So when the whole society has gone down the pan, police are now social workers, more domestic abuse with alcohol plays a big part. It's massive, isn't it? Well, alcohol plays a part in about 90% of crimes, if not higher, to be fair. Frank said, I'm off drugs. I only drink, but it's a killer. Yeah, drink is worse than any other drug, I think, because of the availability and how it's normalised, really. Skull used to be around 2 months. Isn't that dreadful, that skull? It was just like drinking water. Slightly tinged yellow water. I started off, you see, with home brewed lager. My dad used to make this home brew. He was just a social drinker. He wasn't like me. He was a social drinker. And the home brewed lager was really tasty. God knows what strength it was. But that skull, do they still sell that? Nobody would drink that nowadays, would they? I think got light beers and stuff. But that's another thing I was asked about. The 2% ones. They're not good. I mean, the Guinness is 0. But a lot of people will be kicked off with 2.5. So still looking for that little bit of a hit. You've got to be 0, 0, 0. If you're not 0, 0, then it's a nightmare. I know there's a tiny, tiny, tiny trace in a lot of drinks, but there's less trace in Guinness than there is in some fruit. So it's got to be low. The 0.5% thing's no good, really. Scott, I continued to drink for years after quitting drugs. My situation got worse. Booze is worse than any of them. I totally agree. And the people I've spoken to, and the people I've dealt with, the people I've met in hospital, out of hospital, the people I've been mentoring, and all this sort of thing, they all say the booze is the worst one, 100%, because it's so available. It's so cheap now, isn't it? That's the thing. It's cheaper than ever. I was at Morrison's the other day, I think. A whole screed of gin, litres of gin, right at the front. You put the sweets and stuff. And 1997, I think it was. I can't remember. 1999 or something for a litre. The people were just picking them up, like you pick a pack of chewing gum. Scott Bob, I continued to drink for years. Yeah, Steve just said that to guys. So it's everywhere, isn't it? It's cheaper than ever to buy, and you got the likes of Little Aldi's even cheaper, isn't it? For quite strong beers, and it's making it worse and worse. It's easier to get, and the government now are talking about, because there's so many pubs closed, and about other pubs opening later, which I think defeats the object anyway. If people aren't going to pubs, they're going to stay in the house, and that's just the way society's gone, isn't it? Tom, I think drink, one of the worst drugs in many respects for starters. It's very addictive. It's also socially acceptable too. Yeah, that's the thing, Tom. It's too acceptable. It's too available. It's too cheap. But maybe I missed out on that. I used to pay a fortune in central London. But I think I got swept away with it all. It seemed like good fun at the time. Alcoholism is in our DNA, quite possibly. Thunderbird and White Lightning back in the day. Wow. I never had that stuff. I did try a bit of White Lightning in the end, mind. One day I was on a train, so that's all I could get from the shop in King's Cross. It's horrible. Scooter Bob, up in Alaska, booze is illegal in many places. They can't metabolize it, really. I didn't know that. It's so dangerous, isn't it, really? But even during Prohibition, I think people made their own, didn't they? They could even make it in prisons out of potatoes and things like that, can't they? Tom, if you use other drugs, say heroin, once you're off the dope, you have to out and find if you want it. Whereas booze comes to you. Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's much harder to get anything else, another drug, than there's booze. Booze is everywhere, and you can get it delivered now, can't you? I hope you benefit from these lives. If you do, please hit the super chat buttons. A couple of people have done, which has been brilliant. John and Kathy, and it helps to support the channel. The more support we get, the more we can do, and keep the lives going and this sort of thing. It takes a bit of putting together. So if you want to donate that or just buy a coffee, that would be great. And thanks for being here. Samara, there's a garage that's open 24 hours selling booze just around the corner. The amount of women I see, nightgowns and slippers, turning up at 4 a.m. buying booze is frightening. That's incredible, isn't it? I remember going to the petrol station the other day, but what about 8 o'clock, I think, got back from wherever I'd been. And there's lots of people buying booze in there, 8 o'clock. Tesco place, Tesco filling station just around the corner. John, I remember when Heineken was the weakest water drink back in the 90s. Then it got an upgrade. I think it used to be 3.2, 3.4. Now it's 4.8. Yeah, I think so. I don't drink it. Yeah, it's gone up a little bit, but there's all these. Leffe, have you tried Leffe? That's really strong. It was in a great big bottle, like champagne bottle. Leffe Gold or something. That's about 6%. But this Western stuff is bad as well. It's 8%. That's very, very, very strong. So you don't see Kronenberg anymore. No, you don't, do you? French, isn't it? I haven't seen it for a long time. Kimball, but been having a zero alcohol beers recently for my sobriety. I actually much prefer them. They taste good and I feel fine, less heavy afterward. Yeah, they're good. I think they're all right. Kathy, true Scott alcohol has caused terrible problems in Alaska. I didn't know that, man. But thanks for sharing that. Jim, yeah, Leffe 6.6. Very strong, isn't it? I think even the Wetherspoons have these. I used to know that used to drink a lot of real ale, and they were 5, 6, 7% real ales. Look dark and tarry, But people, that's available anyway. Just people who drink them, aren't they? American Indians as well. I didn't know that. It's good to have the other side of the world commenting. It makes a big difference to it. But not all very knowledgeable, isn't it? All very knowledgeable. So yeah, you've got to build your life up again when you get sober, and you've got to really push yourself to get healthy. And your personality will come back, your confidence will come back, and you'll naturally feel happier if you feel better. All those cause terrible problems in Alaska, but American Indians, I got to see that one, American Indians. Tom, yes, in Canada too. I think there was a prohibition, really. So Wetherspoons has a real little called Chocolate Monkeys, 9%. Wow, thanks, though. That's a crazy percentage, isn't it? That'll be cheap as well. Simon, do you remember the Alka-Pops pushing the 90s? Yeah, apparently they're coming back, the Alka-Pops. So I'm told, or read an article about it. Some other typical alcoholics know all the strengths of booze should be on mastermind, especially subject. You're right. And they can spot a different type of can from 100 yards, can't they? I wish everyone would get well. Well, we're trying. We are trying. We're trying to get people well. Marshall, it's so ironic they sell booze in petrol stations. What the hell? Yes, it's crackers, isn't it? Then again, you could go into a trust house for it and take a load of booze into the room and drive the next day. So, it's mad. I'm surprised there's not more people don't drink and drive. They probably are. Still the same amount, there's just not as many traffic police. 2 dogs. Was that another boozer? We all deserve to be healthy. Of course we do. Some of us convinced ourselves we're not worth it. That's because you get down and depressed, isn't it? Sam Hooch, Wicked, and all that pop stuff. Yeah, so that's probably on the increase again. But I still don't know how Wetherspoons keep the prices down. I'll push this thought of mine that it's definitely contributing to alcohol issues. That chain of pubs. But it's handy for a cup of coffee. Or a Guinness Zero for £2.63. John Doe, Cronenberg and Stella used to be 5.2 and now the 4.6 is apparently down to tax. Oh, it's interesting. Marie Down Gold cider 8.2. Wow, Jesus Christ, that's so strong, isn't it? So we're talking beers here between 5 and 9 are readily available. They weren't that sort of it wasn't that sort of range when I drank, to be fair. And this is why they're getting people with alcohol issues, serious alcohol issues, presenting much younger. Spike 6039. I'm struggling. I'm 48. Was 23 years in the British Army. I'm still living and working in Germany. Beer is very cheap and tastes the best. So I can go about 3 weeks max without back on it. Spike, if you go on the I'll put my number on here, but plus 44. If you go on the video, all the descriptions, there's a link in there to one-to-one help. That's for Spike there. If you need any assistance, I'll send some details. Mid MD 2020. Communion wine. Yeah, that's a different one, isn't it? Here with crowds. Sorry, Mr. Comment. TK, I used to have this drunk klepto ritual of stealing a nice pint glass from pubs, but a few nice leather ones. I've got a couple of them. What's it called? Erdinger. That's a 0%, isn't it? One a few Guinness glasses last summer. Here, crowds are lower now at bars. Here, nightclubs and pubs are drinking more at home than others home since the pandemic. Yeah, I think people are drinking in the house more, in the homes more. Definitely. That could be down to pricing in some of the pubs. I know Wetherspoons are much, much cheaper. But a typical pint in Manchester we were the other week, you're talking £5-6 there in any other boozer. So it's all down to where you go, isn't it? You're welcome, Spike. Just get in touch and we'll sort you out. Hope you enjoyed tonight. It's been good chat. And a Stoic, I could get a little free Cronenberg from Asda, 4.40 for 4 cans. All the 4s. Thanks, enough. I haven't seen Cronenberg around for a long time. I didn't know that it is 0, to be fair. John Doe Spike, mate, 3 weeks is okay, to be honest. Just don't get the daily drinking point. That's the thing. Once you hit the daily drink, when you need a drink rather than want one, is a problem. Stoic, thanks for your service, Spike. If you can go 3 weeks, mate, you can do more. Yeah, I agree. Good point, Stoic. Keep plugging away. Simon, biggest excitement with wife at supermarket was lining the trolley with 2 24 slabs to stabilise the shopping. I do it with pizza now. If I buy pizza, put one either side. I know what you mean. It was great going to get the shopping. Sometimes I used to wander around the shops feeling so hungover. I just wanted to get the beer in the trolley, and you feel better. get back home and have a go. When you're withdrawing, have a few drinks, you feel much better, eh? When you're ready to go to the pub. And then it's back on. Spike, binge drinking in the services became way of life. It did the same in the police, to be fair. Any shift type job when you're working in a group, and NHS as well. Charlie Jack, nice to say, I've managed 6 months no booze, however I've had the odd pint. That's not too bad. You've had a lot of sober days as well, Charlie, but try and look for a full term, as it were, without it. But you've done well, Charlie. Marshall music. Yes, MD 2020, a bottle of that before heading out, age 16. Jeez. Sorry, Dad, but can take it or leave it now. That's a good position to be in. If you can take it or leave it, you've got some control of it then, which makes a massive difference. If you've got control of it, and you'll benefit from that. Your body will thank you for it. What you do now will benefit you in the future, or vice versa if you're drinking, it'll worsen things. Because you're going to need a lot more help and care when you get 60, 70, 80 if you've been continually drinking. If I start drinking now, I'll be in a mess. And a lot of people in here will be in a mess. So the key is to get off it, stay off it, and eat healthily, and do some exercise, and be proud of yourself. That's the thing. John Doe, they was doing 15 cans of Cronenberg Sainsbury's recently for 11 quid. Jesus, you can find it cheap if you look. I'm not recommending though. Yeah, that's good bit of information though. Carol Jones, I see you, Carol. How are you? I've tried to confide that I have drunk too much in the past, and my friends would say there's worse things you could be doing. I could never get them to see I was struggling. They won't understand, Carol. If you need any help, get in touch with me. I've got a little service to do. I'll put my number here. But also there's a link to everything on the description of all the videos. Carl, people will never understand unless they're in the same way, on the same wavelength of walked in your shoes, really. Even doctors who haven't been, there's not going to be many doctors who are alcoholics. Doctors don't understand how we feel as a group. Dean Kelly, I'm fully messed up now, and I used you love. Okay, get in touch, Dean Kelly, if you want to. Spike, Story Flossie, thanks much, appreciate it. So happy I came across this channel. Cheers, Spike. Scott Carl isn't comfortable for them. Find sober people to take you seriously. Yeah, you need to start talking to sober people, really. Like here, so come back on here, watch the videos, and drop me a line. Charlie, my doctor drinks heavily. This is something I mentioned yesterday on a little video. That doctors don't take us seriously because they drink. They'll just say, we'll just cut down. And there are lots of doctors who drink. There's nothing wrong with that. They're only human. They just read different books to us, haven't they? Studied something different. So I told my mum, I think I'm an alcoholic. She said, no, you are not. Well, they won't understand, will they? Unfortunately, even your closest relatives will not understand. You've got to remember that, they want to help you, want to see you well, but they don't understand. Only you understand, and we understand because we've been the same. So, Spike, stick with us, mate. Keep checking in. Obviously, yeah, it's a good idea. Keep checking in. Well said, Stoic. Obviously, to addiction is connection. They all help each other, mate. Definitely. Dean Kelly, don't be sorry. Never be sorry. Just keep coming on here. Get in touch with me. You've got the number. I'll put it here again if anyone's any. Just text me on the number. I'll get back to you. I should pin it at the top, actually. Absolutely, Stoic. Here it's still when you guys in UK say the odd pint, that means the occasional pint of beer. Yeah, but it used to turn into 15 for me. And that's the problem. And then 20 sometimes. 20 pints. But, when you think about it, when I speak to other people who drank the same as me, they go, oh, that's not that much. But to speak to somebody who's not an alcoholic or a problem drinker, they go, Jesus Christ, is that the whole weekend? I said, no, it's just one day. Connections are important. When we isolate, we're hiding our disease. It's good that if you think you're an alcoholic, then you are. So one of the thing is people don't get to see the real us behind closed doors with all that shit. It's true, like. It's very true. They don't see real. Dean Kelly, you was strength of my weakness. Welcome, Dean. Just get in touch. You got this, Spike. Keep plugging away. Keep going. If you benefit from these these live sessions, and please have a look at the super chat button or the buy me coffee link at the top. And the more support we get, the more we can do here, more people we can help, the more lives we can save. That's ultimately what we're here for, isn't it? You're welcome, Dean. Don't worry about a thing. It's good about I knew I was an alcoholic 25 years ago. I haven't drank in 10. Here was that was me too. Got to almost fat 230 pounds. Charlie Daco, thanks for that, Charlie. That donation, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who's supported tonight, and I appreciate everybody who comes on here. To be honest, there's a lot of good information here, a lot of good comments, a lot of good people. It's a very strong group. This, it's getting more publicity than you think. Simon, I used to look at 24 slab and think, well, that's 2 days drinking. So yeah, that's the thing. You need your stock, don't you? When you've got the stock, you worry. Yeah, thanks again, Charlie, and thanks to all the donations tonight and the coffees. Fantastic. TK, thanks to you tonight. All see you later, TK. We'll do another one tomorrow, Sunday, because Sunday's important because people get worried on Sunday. So, Dean Kelly, you owe no one an apology other than yourself because you deserve to be in control of your life. Remember how you're feeling now the next time the addiction comes in. Don't give up. Yeah. Always focus on how bad you're going to feel. Play the tape forward when you think about drinking. And sorry, Steve, I'm off to bed. No problem. See you soon. Good on, and see you soon. Jim, it's weird how the shake start on your dominant hand. I never understood that. Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Yeah. I was told by a very heavy drinker in central London, used to run Burberry's, actually, very high up in that company, and he used to use it non-dominant hand. I got so bad at the shakes, even 2 hands wouldn't work. Jim, it's weird how the shake start on your dominant. It's just so bizarre. Cherry, newbie here, nice to see you. Welcome. Just saying hi, and you seem like a very nice and strong man. Thanks, Cherry. Come back again. We're doing another one of these tomorrow. Dean Kelly, I found you and was sober for 2.5 months. Fantastic. That's good, really good news. Spike, thanks for the support. You're welcome. John, a nice one. Everyone, keep the channel going with the donations. Thanks, John. Makes a big difference. It's a bit of support and keeps things ticking over well. It's good I got to go. Look forward to chatting soon. Family and I fly to Japan. Wow, fantastic, eh? The tip that I wouldn't be taking if I was drinking. Of course you wouldn't. I didn't do anything when I was drinking. I'm going to South Africa with my fiance in February. Never done any long haul. Fantastic. So looking forward to it. Dean Kelly, I love you and I don't even know you. That's fine, Dean. There's a lot of people on here will help you out, don't worry. I don't know another channel. They address alcohol with an open chat. Well done, Steve, for bringing us together. So welcome tomorrow. Stoic, have a good one, Scott. Scott, I'm jealous. There are so many gifts that come with surprise. Of course they do. Toby Thomas, Mr. Curry, budding. Thanks, Toby. Stoic, 100%. Scott, but thanks all. Love and wellness to all. Okay, I think a few people are heading off to either the bed or make up a tea or something. As long as they're not drinking. That's the main thing. We've had a good chat tonight. It's been good, bit of support. The more support we get, the more we'll do. I think we'll do same time tomorrow. But what I'll do is I'll put a post up when we're going to do them. When we're going to do them. So keep an eye on the post. If you put the little bell on, notifications. You should get a notification when it's live. So that should be a good help. But generally it's Sundays, Wednesday, Friday. But we'll do it tonight instead. So there's no worries, is it? Catch up at some point. And Man United won again. How did Newcastle come on? I know they played Fulham, somebody said. Dean Kelly, your strength. You're welcome, Dean. Honestly, if you need any help, then just get in touch. Mantha, have a great trip, Scott. Yeah, Scott Bob, just before you go to Japan, I spoke to a bloke the other day from Japan who's Irish. And he said they're massive alcoholics in Japan, so be careful. The little cans of gin and tonics are for a few cents. Although they're very regimented people, they can be big drinkers. Thanks, Samantha. Have a great show. It'd be nice to travel there, wouldn't it? To Japan. Must be a fantastic city. Country. But Tokyo, a fantastic city. Simon, Sunderland second. Okay. That's, I don't know much about football, to be fair. However, I didn't know Newcastle were playing. Dean Kelly, thank you for this. All the best for the trip, Scott. Yeah. Have a good trip and keep in touch as well. You know where we are, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. But yeah, the Japs, big drinkers, but very orderly, if that makes sense. Matt, so glad I found this channel off booze 5 months now, taking one day at a time. It has 121. Thanks, Matt. That's good, isn't it? Scott Bob, they drink like fish. Seriously, man, I never knew that. The doing this channel has educated me to some degree. And I needed educated. Yeah, the big drinkers, they never look like they're fighting though, do they? Not like the Scousers and that. And Geordies. John, take it easy, Steve. Appreciate it. Thanks for this channel, vital to me. No problem at all. They're very hard on themselves. The Japanese. Marshmallow, I hope Gaza finds your channel. If anybody knows how to get in touch with Gaza, please do let me know, because I did send him a Facebook thing, but that'll not get to him through his agent. But I did meet him once in London. We could do something together, me and him. He spent £3 million on rehab. All he's got to do is come on here, stick a donation for a £5, and he's got all you to help him. Because we are better than any other medics or anything like that. And yeah, better than the AA, I think. And let's say goodnight, because we've done about an hour and a half there. It's been easy though, well, easy going. I don't mean easy, but I mean it's been, pleasant and flowing. So I bet you has caught at least one of your streams. I hope so, Simon. Yeah, if we can get in touch, that'd be good, wouldn't it? And welcome, get everybody else on here if you can. Yeah, 5 months is good, Matt. Keep plugging away. The thing is, just keep strong. Think of it. If you ever think of a drink, just think, no, I don't want to go back to where I was, because it will ruin you completely. It will take you down faster than snow off a dike, which is my favourite saying. It means it's going to go downhill very quickly, and it will never repair back to the same level, unless you're very lucky, as I was. But I'm sort of lucky to be here. A bit of a miracle, really, and that's why I love every day. I love my partner, I love my family, and I just love my life and all of you here, because sobriety is a massive gift. And when you've been really down at the bottom of the bottle, then to get back up again, it's like, wow, this is so good. Anyway, I'll say good night to everybody, and thanks for the donations, thanks for being here, thanks for comments, and thanks for everything that you do and all your support. And I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place, as it were. And have a good night, Samantha. Thanks for everything you do, and remember the clocks go back. If you don't remember, it's Sunday, it doesn't matter really anyway, does it? Samantha, thanks, Steve. Another great evening of the Tales of Woe and Tales of Joy. Take care. Yeah. Thanks, Simon. Thanks, Samantha. Thanks, John. Thanks to all the moderators, Christopher, and everybody. Have a good night. And like I say, it's 10 o'clock UK time, but it's only really 9. So I go away quite a lot with my partner, so it's 12 o'clock, and I said, no, it's only 10 in the UK. Anyway, that's just a personal thing. We'll see you soon, and enjoy your extra hour in bed, or whatever you're doing. Catch you later. All the best. I've just answered this one. Martial music, very important to have an alternative to AA, which is what you're doing. Yeah, let's make it as big as AA online. Play the tape in your head of how it was. That's the best thing. Fast forward the tape. One drink will lead to 10, will lead to 100, will lead to your demise in the end. Okay, better crack on. I'll see you soon. I'll just put a little night there. Now I can see the screen. I've got new lights in. Right, see you later.